Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF. I hope everybody's doing good. See a lot of people in chat tonight. It's good to see. What do we got? Sandra Piper, Cashew. Hey, hon. Laura LeBlanc, good to see you. Mr. Lee 3PO, glad you can make it this time. Fucking missed you last time, dude. Wesley Nason, what's going on, man? Scroll up. I know I'm missing a bunch. Long Island Bigfoot, what's up, Mike? Sandy Clemens, hello, hon. Great to see you. Kathy, hope you're doing well. And you're right. We can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about here. Too funny. Northern Michigan Bigfoot, what's going on? I'm glad you guys are here, man. This is awesome. I owe you guys an apology. I kind of started to get away from a little bit where I came from. And, I was focusing more on, guests. And it's fantastic and it's working. But tonight, no. We're just going to wing it tonight. We haven't done it in a while. I know a lot of you guys miss these shows and you should speak up and tell me this shit. Some of you have. I finally listened to somebody. But yeah, we're just going to kick it tonight and see how it goes, get back to the way it used to be. And, we'll have anybody wants to come on tonight, talk about anything, whatever. You guys want to throw shit in chat? You want to talk about something? Let's do it. Aiden Welsh, what's up, man? So yeah, if you want to come on tonight, I know, excuse me, eyes burning. I know LIB wants to come on, or he will. Not that he wants to. But yeah, guys, if you want to come on, just send me your email address, hit me up, monstermogion@gmail.com. And I'll send you a link and we'll get you on and we'll just hang out. That's what we're going to do tonight, is just chill out and just, talk about whatever. I haven't hung out with you guys enough recently and I apologize. That's why we're all here. I'm here for you guys and, Lane, you know what? I missed it too. I apologize. Lane says, Mogs missed you on Sawdust Beast. Yeah, you know what? I got a lot of shit going on right now. Crazy good stuff, future's looking bright. What else? Blacktree. Julie, how are you, hon? Haven't seen you in a long time. Great to see you. Tom Paul, what's going on? Oh, yeah. A lot of shit going on. I hope you guys are having a fantastic year so far. What are we, like 5 weeks in? So far so good. I'm not complaining. Who's going to listen? But just in the past couple of days, I've been witness to things that just kind of restore my faith. Now they're telling me I'm live. Restores my faith in humanity. I've just been lucky to see some things and people being good people, and it's really, I'm I feel privileged to have been able to witness these things, and actually I'm a little bit part of that thing, and I hope everything's going good for everybody out here. My prayers do go out to, if you guys haven't heard, Christy Sci-Fi had a small stroke. She's healing, she's recovering. But yeah, if you guys want to send prayers, send them to her. She's doing all right. She'll be back. If you guys know her at all, she's a tough woman. So ain't going to slow her down. So my prayers go out to her. What else? I don't know. Again, if anybody wants to come on, feel free. Just why am I getting these stupid emails? Not from you guys. Send me your email address. Hit me up, monstermogian@gmail.com. As a matter of fact, let me send this out right now. Nope, don't want to copy it. So yeah, it's funny because I just kind of got away. I got ahead of myself or something, and I kind of, two people telling me, dude, you don't need a guest, people miss your show or, it's okay. Cause shit, how many times did we did 2 or 3 months where we didn't have a guest, and, that was crazy. And, people would come on and it worked out. So that's what I want to do tonight. So get back to the way, it used to be done 2 days ago. It's not like I've been here forever. It's not in here. Mike, I'm going to send you a link. Want to use it? Use it. I'm not putting you on the spot. Just got to find where to send it. Crap. Every time I go to hit something, I hit the wrong thing. So if the screen goes blank, I hit the wrong button. Typical. Here, nope, that's not it. Huh. I'm trying to find an address, guys. Sorry. You know me. I get quiet. Just talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, guys. Anybody, if you guys are new and you're like going, what is he trying to do? If you guys anybody wants to come on, just email me and then I'll send you a link. Click the link, follow the instructions, and you can come on and we'll bullshit, hang out, whatever. You got a story to tell or not? Doesn't matter. If you want to talk about whatever, bring it. Yeah, I'm trying to send an email or send out a link, and I am totally lost. Let's try this one. Nope. I'm trying, guys. Try again. This is frustrating. I know I have this address. I've sent it out a dozen times, but it won't pop up. Nope. Oh, well. So, guys, you got any questions or anything you want to talk about, throw it in chat. Put it in caps so I get your, you get my attention. Right now, I can't even see anything. I'm looking at something else. I can't see the chat or anything. Nope, don't hit that one. Guys, you know how often, how many times I go to hit that one button in the corner that I'm not supposed to hit? Just trying to get out of the damn screen. And I got to go to the X that's in the middle. All right. Who else here is here in chat? Oh, Joe, what's up, man? Good to see you. Squatching Cowboy. Scotty B, what's going on? Chris, what's up? My boy, literally. Good to see you, Chris. Hey, Pammy. Looks like a family reunion tonight. Sister's here. Aiden, thanks, dude. Sandra Pink, good to see you. Loretta. Some new names in here tonight. That's awesome. What's going on, Larry? Lockbeard, what's up? Again, guys, hit me up if you want to come on. Mike, I'm trying to find your damn email, and I don't know why I can't pull it up, considering I've pulled it up 1,000 times. Oh, wait a minute. Let's try Messenger. This ain't working either. I'm batting 1,000, guys. Brother Mogs. That's funny, Pammy. Ryan, what's going on, man? Kevin, Southeast Georgia. Good to see you. My voice is sounding a little fucked up. I should stop cursing. I'm trying to monetize. Actually, it doesn't say you can't curse. It's just as excessive vulgarity. Whatever the fuck that means. Shit. I gotta find this address. This is stupid. It's not gonna be in here. Mike, post your email address. For some reason, it won't come up in any of these formats. You know, in any of the Gmail, the mail, Messenger's screwed up. Unless I know what I can do. Rather than you guys emailing me, what I'm gonna try to do right now is I will post the link in chat. And if you want to come on, click on it. So let's try this. Copy to clipboard, copied. And let's drop it right here. Woohoo! All right, somebody test that. You don't have to come on, just test it. I just want to make sure it works. Because the first time we did it, it worked. The second time, and after that, it didn't work, where I put the link in chat. But I have a feeling it's going to work this time. So, right on. Joe, what's up? Julia, before I bring you on, do you want to come on?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking to Julia real quick. Joe, you're already on. What's up, buddy? Let me bring. I'm going to click her on, see if she'll come on.
Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I have a bad echo.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on.
Hold on. I can probably take care of that. All right, let's try that.
Hello?
I hear you.
How you been?
Nah, I don't think so. You guys hear an echo? Let me know in chat. I do hear a slight echo, almost like you have.
Oops. My bad.
That's okay. Joe, how are you?
I'm
Hey, I'm good.
I have Joe here too. So,
Ladies first.
Oh, no, I've been good. I've just been doing my CNA classes, and I found out some weird DNA stuff that I did one of those 23andMe things, and I found my sister last year. Well, she's my aunt. It's a long story.
no,
And I visited her, and I found out that my dad might not be my dad. So I've been on that adventure as well. So
wow, that is an adventure. but you found an aunt or a sister, an aunt, and you might have lost a father. What? You know what I mean?
So my dad.
You don't have to get into details, but
Well, it's I think it's my parents died before I was 10, so technically I'm an
sorry.
orphan. And I found out with the DNA stuff, people are popping up saying that they're my uncle and my aunt, and I have all these names and certain things that don't line up. And so I'm thinking that this other guy is my dad.
So you would have to just have a blood test?
I think so, and I'm kind of trying to talk to his family. I found his daughter online, and I found a couple other people, but I have yet to be in contact with him. So,
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. How's your winter been up there? You're up in where? Are you in Sandy Point or something like that?
yeah, I'm up here with Brent and them. It's up in Sandpoint. We've actually had a really dry winter. Like, we got one big dump of snow, and that was it. Like, it's snowing right now. It's starting to stick a little bit. I don't think it'll get too bad, but it's been really, really easy.
That's good because up that way you don't really get mild winters, do you?
No, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's easy," and I'm like, "No," because the first year I was up here, I actually got frostbite around my ankle. So
Really? Hold on one second. Excuse me, I didn't want to cough on camera. It's been so long since I've seen you. I just been busy. I don't get around. I get to some channels and stuff, but it's good to see you. I'm glad you came on. What else you got going on up there?
not much. I was just coming to test the thing, but Joe beat me to it. So here you go, Joe.
Well, thank you so much for that, Blacktree.
Thank you.
Anytime you want to come on and talk, you know where I'm at.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 So how's it going, sir?
Hey, I'm great, man. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Yeah, I'm doing real good.
I just came on to say hi, everybody.
Right on. Yeah, I used to do a lot of these shows where anybody could come on, and for some reason I got away from it. Silly me, because this was kind of it for a while, where it was just anybody could come on, and I kind of got into the whole I need guests bullshit, and I got away from just.
Well, now you're famous. You can get anybody on there.
I'm not famous, dude. No way, shape, or form.
Man, 1,000 subscribers, man, you're famous.
No, that was a long crawl. I clawed every subscriber along the way. I mean, that was. I
never thought I was going to get the 10 subscribers, much less where I'm at now. So
and it's fun if you're not if it's a milestone, but it wasn't my goal. My goal hasn't been reached yet. But it's cool, and it
makes you feel good that people actually like your videos and stuff enough to subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, I think everybody's crazy, but well, I wore white tonight, and it's got such a glare.
Let me get mine on.
Let's see if this helps. It's going to get darker. Too dark. Oh. Who else is in here? Ash Dobbs.
I can't believe anybody else is on here.
Oh, that's. I knew I was in the middle of something. Somebody sent me a. I got to pull it up on here though. Oh, what fun!
I don't think I said hi to Cashew in there either. Hi, Cashew.
What's going on, Johnny Half? 7 Pearls. I got your email. I just have to pull it up. Shit.
And I'm only 16 subscribers away from 1,400.
Oh, right on, man.
So y'all
Good subscribe.
For you. Like I say, I didn't even think I was going to get to 10 when I first started this because my very first video, I looked like a damn robot. Moving like this, I was real nervous.
So you're almost at 1,400. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anybody in chat, if you haven't subscribed to Joe's show, please do his channel, Squatching Cowboy. 16 away. We can pull 16 out of our ass, can't we? We got 57 watching.
Sure, some of them can. I mean, like I say, there's people in my family I don't think have subscribed yet, but I know who they are too, and I know where their birthdays are. So don't expect anything from me.
Was it your birthday? I forgot.
Oh, when was that? And mine's coming up here pretty soon. Mine's coming up on the 25th, so they ought to subscribe to my channel for my birthday present. They all talk about how great your channel is and all this like this, but they didn't even subscribe. They like it, they are. Help a brother out,
Seriously. All right, and that should be that. Let me send that.
You had a great show the other day with Sisters of the Moon.
Are they amazing or what?
Yeah, they really are.
I was just so honored to have those ladies on. I wish they all could be here.
We have armadillos down here too.
Armadillos? Yeah, we don't have those in Arizona. Central Florida Bigfoot, what's happening? Hilltop Barbecue, good to see you. So I just sent Pearl 7 a link, so we'll get Pearl on.
Yeah, I'll just
or 7 Pearls, my bad.
I just stopped to say hi, man, see what's going on, and thanks for having me on and before and tonight. And thanks for everybody in chat.
No, dude, anytime, man. I gotta not get away from this. I'm gonna keep doing this, at least a few times a month. I shouldn't get away from this. This is, this is the fun part. When I can just hang out with anybody and everybody and, not have the pressure of multiple guests or, it's not all about, this is what I started. This is about chat. I want chat to come and hang out, so.
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
What's that? Make sandwiches?
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Mayonnaise and Miracle Whip.
That stuff is vile. Who else is here?
Back in January, I was going through one of those feel sorry for myself kind of things, and I just wasn't feeling it and everything. And I came on here, and man, everybody in chat just made me feel better. And I mean, everybody was great. Now that's why I came back on here, man. Just everybody in chat room is fantastic. You have a great audience.
And I have an amazing audience, and great moderators that everybody's just so well behaved and so cool, and
they
it's just amazing.
And they don't have to behave.
Pearl, hi, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Okay, I can't hear you too well. You're still distant. Are you on a phone? Yeah. You might be sitting on your microphone. You're probably blocking your microphone.
Oh dear, I'm not.
Still distant. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't do anything about that. Let's see.
She was on the phone?
Yeah. Oh, she didn't have to go away. I didn't do it. I think a lot of times when people use phones, they put the phone down, but it sits on the microphone or something. Yeah. I don't know. And because I've seen them, like, they'll pick it up, and she picked it up, but she didn't talk, so we couldn't tell if it was better. Hopefully she'll come back on. You know what? I don't know if LIB was still around. I had spoke to him earlier, but for some reason I can't find his address in the damn computer. I know it's there. I just don't know which. I'm looking in the wrong spot. So what do you got going on in your near future?
I got a couple of places I'm going here next weekend, and 2 weeks after that I'm going. Well, probably next week I'm going down to Louisiana. There's been I say a recent 2018 was a guy had a sighting down there, and not very many people have been down here because I haven't heard very much about it. But it's on the Louisiana side of Toledo Bend, and
okay.
And I made a bunch of videos about Toledo Bend down there.
Well, yeah, stuff happens on the other side. Why not?
And a guy had a sighting come around the corner, and Bigfoot was on the left side of the road, and he said it took about 5 steps from the ditch across the road into the ditch and up in the tree, about 5 steps. He said it was about 7 to 8 feet tall with long, dark brown hair. So I'm going to go down there and check that out. And there's a bunch of they breed chickens, for like children's pride and all that good stuff. Good hot wing stuff down there.
Priorities, I love it.
And then we're going back up to Arkansas.
Okay.
Up in the Ouachita Mountains up there. So
yeah, I've never been through that area.
It's fantastic up through there.
Hey, Aiden, I got to address something. Aiden Welsh, excuse me. By you posting this in chat, you're being disrespectful and rude. Ask permission first. It's just a common thing. And, we can put that up, but don't do it in my chat without asking first. It's just a little disrespectful, all right? I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah, you did it the other night, and I let it slide, but just, ask permission. Don't assume you can do it.
I have people doing that to me, posting somebody else's.
No, I just, be respectful. And I didn't take it down. It's still there. If a moderator wants to dump it, go for it. But, Aiden, I'm glad you're here. I see you around a lot, but there is a kind of a level of respect. Hell, I go on to someone's chat. I ask if I can advertise. Can I put my, do a shout out in your chat? Don't assume you can, dude.
Well, I shout out to everybody in my.
I'm sorry, that was brutal, but
I shout out to. Like I said, I shout it out to your channel, my video, and every time something's good happening, I like their channel. I shout it out to in my videos. I don't know that. But
it's just
coming on there and advertising somebody else's.
Aiden, it's all good. It's all good, dude.
So I have to tell people, I say, hey, look, if you want to shout out, and I'll shout out to you on my video. It's no big deal. But
Another link, Pearl, same address. Try again.
Smoked venison and pork links. Yes, Wonder Woman. Yes. There it is. I had some hot links on the grill yesterday.
I'll do the smoked venison. What's considered a hot link?
Like a small sausage. It's spicy as hell.
Oh, okay. Let me send this invite back out again.
Even though it hurts me come nightfall, but
oh, dude, I love, spicy food, Mexican food.
Oh yes,
hot wings, whatever. I just love hot food, but I always regret it.
always. At night I'll be taking pills and everything else, and I'm like, oh god,
that's brutal. Just what people in chat want to hear.
It's either that or talk about Miracle Whip. I've heard some people
flaming ass as it is.
I've heard people putting mayonnaise on their hot wings when they smoke them.
Mayonnaise on hot wings.
Yeah.
No, I do the. I do like while they're smoking it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know about that.
Real deal. What's happening? Good to see you. What does that say? Hot link. You click on it. It goes. It goes.
I don't have my glasses on. I can't see none of that.
Oh.
I can see when they put caps, I can read it. But...
What's going on, Duke? Welcome, man. And Murray. What's happening, Murray?
See, my eyes look like something out of Roblox.
Oh, because of the reflection from the monitors? Yeah. It's one of the reasons I stopped wearing sunglasses. When I first started doing it, I'd wear sunglasses, and then I was like, I can't see anything because of all the reflection.
And yes, I know about Roblox because my granddaughter plays it a lot. And Roblox is a video game. And I have to play along with it. It's what you want.
Yeah. Well, it's good playing with your granddaughter. I mean, they're born with electronics in their hands now, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Makes me sick sometimes.
So, Pearl, I sent that out again. Maybe you didn't get it. No, I sent it to the same address. Hey, Duke, I don't know if you heard, we're just hanging out tonight. Oh, where am I getting that echo from?
I don't hear nothing.
That's weird. Let me turn down my mic or something. No, I don't hear it. Dude, we're just hanging out tonight. If you want to come on and hang out, let me know. I'll send you the link. Or actually, I posted it in chat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that again.
Yeah, that's how I got on. Just clicked on the link.
Anybody wants to use it, use it. I figured out how to cut and paste shit. Now it's like,
I still have to learn how to do all that.
Sky's the limit.
I still have time editing my videos. I mean, I get so mad sometimes.
All right, guys, I posted the link. It's in chat. Use it wisely.
Use at your own risk.
Excuse me. So yeah, I'm actually gonna take a trip in a couple months. I'm gonna head south and east.
That sounds like Texas.
I'm gonna go spend some time down in the Sunshine State, down in Florida, and see what I can see down there. You know, I got some time. I want to explore. I want to, I want to, film. I want to do a lot of stuff. So probably around April, I'm gonna hit the road.
Alligators.
Does anybody hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I think I turned my microphone down too low, or my headphones down too low. Let's get Pearl up here again. Try again. Now I hear you.
Testing 5x5. Do I have sound? Do I have audio? Duke, Duke, you're in chat. Jump on up here. Oh, I got lots of things to talk about tonight. Hello, very nice to be here. It's an honor. I'm nice just giving y'all a pep in your step. Keep on doing what you're doing. And MM, okay? Yeah, I'm someone you once knew in Big Odyssey chat. Yes, okay. And I used to call you MM.
And, a lot of people did.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Eminem, is it a rapper?
I saw you on. I saw you on with Carl. I accidentally clicked on your video with Carl a few minutes ago, and I thought, well, I know Carl. And Duke, yes, Duke, I want to find time to talk to you. But I don't know if you have time. But if you do, hop on in here and let's have a nice little convo tonight. Come on. What about it? Don't be shy.
What do you say, Duke? You up for hopping on for a little while? Got to put you on the spot now. Well, okay, it wasn't my fault, but now you're on the spot.
Impromptu, okay. And Duke and I share something in common, as in, we know that the encounter. I'm sorry. Forgive my manners, guys. Would you introduce me to the gentleman that's sitting up here with us right now?
Joe, Pearl, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Good evening. Yeah, I kind of just popped right on and just went.
Yeah, that was rude of me. I apologize.
Energy.
I'm fixing to jump off anyway.
No, Joe, because earlier you were telling it about an encounter, and I just kind of really wanted everyone to, to let you finish, including me.
Oh, I haven't. I talked about an encounter some other guy had. I'm gonna go check it out. I haven't ever seen that.
Yeah. He didn't witness that encounter. He's going to an encounter sighting, like to a place where it happened.
Okay. Well, and what do you plan to pack? And what have you got in your gear? And what are you taking?
I got three different cameras, sleeping bag, air mattress, and a camper on my truck, and matches to start a fire, and that's about it.
How about a locator beacon?
I'm a poor boy. I can't afford one of those.
Well, how far in the woods are you going?
I don't know yet.
Okay. I didn't want your exact location.
I'm not scared to tell anybody, but it's Sabine Parish, Louisiana.
In what parish?
Sabine Parish.
Sabine. I've probably driven through Sabine Parish.
It's on the east side.
I think I know somebody down in Sabine Parish. Somebody else.
And I'm kind of way down here in South Mississippi. I could probably, and I'd like to just put for those of you who pray to the Most High God, send out a prayer for Christy that her whole body is touched by God from head to toe, and so that she recovers with absolutely no ill effects, because it is possible. And so let's
Absolutely.
pray for that, folks. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I'm rather spiritual, but before I was saying something about Duke, and I'm real glad you're going to the woods. I'm too chicken to go camping by myself.
Duke is
Moby.
actually he's making spaghetti sauce right now, so he won't be
It's
jumping on.
always something with Duke. I talk to him sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
Sawdust
Uh,
Beast, what's happening, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Josh, good to see you.
well, there's something someone wise said to me, and yes, that person might have been Duke, as I was having a conversation with them. And they said, people that sometimes have some memories of some encounters, real encounters that we had, they are unforgettable. And Duke said, you're lucky you didn't we're lucky we're not on Pilates 411.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's actually, I'm not really trying to promote anybody's channel, Mogi. I'm just talking. But,
Oh no, that's fine. No, no,
I'm
no.
sure your viewers have seen the picture on World Bigfoot Radio of the Janoskwa video. And the thumbnail that Duke shows, well, that it took, I had been searching online because, you have to get up nerve to talk to people about these kind of things. And I had been researching online. And the more I researched, okay, you can call that, couch potato, yeah, armchair, whatever, researcher. But until I ran across that thumbnail of Duke's, of the Janoskwa on his page, I'd read, a lot of things about, there's different types. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
and it was hard for me to believe that after my encounter that there were more human-like docile ones. Okay. Because my encounter happened when I was a very young girl. And, so I just thought they were all like that. Okay. And, come to find out, well, no, that's not necessarily the case. And that was through my research. But in looking at that thumbnail of that Janoskwa, the one I saw was eye to eye. It's a whole story in itself. It takes a little while to tell, Mogi. But their skin was darker, and the wrinkle grooves in their cheeks and face were deeper. And I was a very young girl. It had snapped 3 to 5 inch branches coming through the woods as I was sitting on a favorite tree next to a canal. And, I've talked to people like Carl too, and we don't understand how these beings are so close to cities because that encounter, probably not more than 10 miles from where I live right now, you could hear trains, you could hear planes, you could hear cars, you could hear sirens. It's not a big city at the time, and but it was a patch of woods, and it had a canal that ran down one side, in between some woods, in between a suburban area, okay, a civilized area. And I heard that coming through the prior day to that, I was only, 15 or so, and you got to cut my memory a little slack. I'm not young like I used to be, folks.
None of us are.
And I relive it every time I tell it, and I kind of wonder, these people that are communicating with these more docile types, and they're bartering and they're trading and they're mind speaking, and truthfully, at my age that I was when I had this encounter, no, you don't think about talking to them. They're not very, yeah, it wasn't friendly at all. We women, I don't have a way of measuring the distance, but the prior day I was up on a tree platform that was built in the woods, and it was a 4x8 sheet of plywood. It was approximately 8 foot in the air, just a makeshift tree fort in the middle of a little bitty patch of woods down a fork trail. The trail had, a trailhead, and there was a little ways to go into the woods before you hit that fork and could go left or right. Well, I was sitting there on top of 4x8 sheet of plywood, and I was watching leaves fall from the trees. And it was a fall day. And at that time, I didn't know to listen or look for signs or whatever. But I felt really okay, and I had a good feeling as I was just watching fall happen. And all of a sudden, something knocked me clear off of that tree stand, that tree fort. And if you're sitting cross-legged on a 4x8 sheet of plywood, if you pass out and you're on the lengthwise section of it in the middle, you're only going to fall backwards. Well, I got knocked 10 feet off of that tree platform and landed on the ground, and I hit my head, and I didn't pass out, but I was really stunned. Okay. And I went home. And the very next night, being a kid, because I was trying to figure out, it was just too much. I never saw what hit me. I never heard leaves rustle. I never heard anything. All I know is I went flying 10 foot backwards, landed on my rear end. Now, if you're 10 foot in the air and you fly 10 foot backwards, something hits you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I didn't know what had hit me. And so I was naive, of course. I was young. The very next night, the moon was out, and I decided to take the right fork and go to my favorite sitting tree. And the moon was out, and it was a fairly nice night. And you couldn't see the tree platform down the other fork from where I was sitting, and you couldn't see the main head trail from where I was sitting because, it curved around. So, behind me was a canal full of, just moccasins and loggerhead turtles and the average thing that's in a canal in the South. And I had smoked a cigarette, and I was still smoking a cigarette. And I don't know if you've ever been out in the woods and you've tried to, when we were kids, we used to walk down trees. We'd climb pine trees and ride them down and hear them snap. And those were green trees. You'd find a skinny one and you'd find another one. So you could toe walk between the trees, get up into the pines and ride that pine tree down. Yeah.
I climbed a lot of trees. I might have fallen out of a few, but
well, this
I didn't ride them on purpose.
This section of woods had oaks and dry briars and thorns and whatnot. Okay, it had some hardwoods in it. But I was sitting there on my tree, and all of a sudden I'm hearing 3 to 5 inch trees pop. And they're coming clear from the platform I was knocked off the prior day. And each time it grabbed a branch, a tree, or whatever. I mean, think about it. You hear something popping this big around, okay? That's 3 to 5 inches around.
No, it's gonna be.
And
noisy.
I'm hearing it pop and twist at the same time. And each time before it snapped one, it was coming. It kept coming, and it was headed for that head trail. And I would hear the tree snap and twist, and I wouldn't hear it hit the ground because I was hearing a grunt, gruff, a growl, grunt, gruff. And even to this day, it's hard for me to get this story out. And I still try, and I get jumbled on my words because
Take your time.
Because as a young person, I stuffed this so far down in myself to go on with life and to go camping and whatnot and to enjoy life. But I'm hearing 3 to 5 inch trees snap like toothpicks, and they're being twisted as they snap off at the same time. And I'm hearing schwack, ha, Swat! Ha! Ha! And I'm hearing that coming through that trail. That was a normal patch of woods I used to play in. That I never thought twice about monsters being in. And it got all the way up to the head trail. And it had snapped branches and gruff growled all the way to that head trail. And then it got silent. Dead silent. And within the blink of as fast as you can snap your finger, it came, it was well over 50 feet to the from the head trail to the tree I was no longer sitting on because I was standing up. And I had no choice. I could have run to the west and ran through the worst briars you've ever seen, all, you know, a thicket of briars all the way down a canal bank to a subdivision. Or I could have jumped that canal, and yeah, there were moccasins and copperheads and loggerhead turtles in it, and I knew about that too. But the one thing I couldn't do was run out to the main trail and get home. And so home wasn't too far once you got to the end of that main trail. It didn't seem to matter though. And so I stood up. And of course, I'm mortified. Now, don't you go doing that, Joe. You know, I got a sense of humor too. You just best watch out.
No, I see.
Wait a minute now.
I see Bill Willowwood in there saying, "Where's your cowboy hat?" So
yeah.
But at least he got me out of my fear for a minute. Thank you, Joe. I needed a sense of humor to kick in.
Can we put my bandana on?
Pardon?
Can we put my bandana on?
Oh, go for it. Yeah, come on. The crowd
usually around his neck.
You know, it's Thursday. Let's rev up for Friday. Why not? No, I wore my pajamas and I got an army hat on, and it's official, folks. It's of the only parachuters that were in the Army, and honor goes to the person who donned me with this hat.
Right on.
But at any rate, I was sitting, and to those who fell, yeah. But I was standing there and I was mortified, Mogi. And I'm gonna call you Mogi. You just been dubbed Mogi. Hate it for you.
You're not the first one.
You know, I was sitting there and I had stood up, and at the time I finally cupped the cigarette I was smoking and doused my fire when I couldn't hear anything. And I thought, oh my God, they can see me. Oh my God, they're at that main header trail. And I don't know what it is. And you know, sure, as a kid, I'd seen gorillas and zoos. That didn't sound like any gorilla I ever heard coming after me, coming towards me. That was a gruff growl. You know, I've never heard again. Maybe don't ever want to hear again. That's for sure. But it was at that head trail, and with the blink of an eye, it was standing about 8-10 feet in front of me, at least. And I'm only 5'1.5". And I was 5'2" then, hey. But it was all I could do, Mogi. I don't know if y'all can see how far my head is gone, but that's how far I had to look up to see those red glowing eyes. And no, they had canines, okay? The teeth weren't all completely as jagged as and horrifying as that thumbnail on Duke's channel, but that's the only picture I ran across in life that even remotely looked like what was standing in front of me. And I didn't give it time to do anything. I was down through the briar patch, down the canal. That was about a quarter of a mile to get to the nearest subdivision, up a subdivision street, down, you know, across a city main road, down another small 2-lane road, and into an apartment complex and down its lane to get home. It took me well over an hour to get home. And I got home and I was bloody from head to toe. I had ran through so many briars. I was literally flying on top of air. And I busted in the house, and my brothers were ornery. Okay. You know, but I couldn't talk. And they said, "What in the HE double hockey stick did you see?" Okay. You know, what happened to you? They didn't say what happened. What did you see? They said, "What in the hell happened to you?" Okay. And I looked at them and I couldn't talk. I'd go to talk and I couldn't get a word out. I was in shock. You know, and they were ornery. They just thought I'd lost my mind. You know, they thought I'd been off experimenting with some sort of drug or something, I'm sure. Yeah, you know, I was young. And it took me about an hour to tell them I saw Bigfoot. And they laughed. They laughed so hard, Mogi. I mean, they rolled all over the house laughing at me. And I don't think I ever told my mom till I don't know, I was probably in my 20s when I finally told her. But I never forgot it. And I did talk to one of my brothers recently, and I told him, "You shouldn't have laughed at your little sister when I told you that I saw Bigfoot." And he said, "Well, little sis, I've already seen so much in this patch of woods," and he's about 40 miles northwest of me, that I'm real sorry. He said, "We don't even go out of the camper. We don't sit out by the fires anymore at night. Something slaughtered all of their sheep they once owned. But it was nice that he finally believed me. You know, you want your family to believe what actually happened to you.
Sure.
You know, and there's many cases of children, you know, where they saw something looking through a window at them, but the parents kind of slide it off and say, it's your imagination. Well, as I listen, you know, I've been a mod on a really nice channel, and you know, I listen to so many people's encounters. And even though I have, it's still hard to come forward and tell about seeing something like that. And I really knew how close I was to just, he was not nice. This was not a nice one. This was not your average human looking one that was docile, that wanted to play tricks and throw stones, you know, and you know, rock your house, whatever. This is one that intently decided that it was going to look me eye to eye. And we often wonder why. And as I've, you know, listened to lots of people's encounters, we often wonder why the ones that get looked eye to eye, we wonder why we're magnets. We wonder why we, you know, actually know when they're around again. You know, and that's probably, you know, in my 30s, I used to go camping by myself. You know, as a kid, I shucked all that off. I repressed it. And the last time I went camping by myself on a favorite river, not too far from where I am, something came up and thumped my tent. And I knew exactly what it was. And the woods were quiet all night long. I am sitting high on a river bank. I got a sluice slough overflow, 500 feet or so in front of me. And I'm under a tree. I didn't build a fire that night. I decided to hike on down the river. And I was camped under a tree, so I didn't build a fire. And so it was pitch. I didn't hear coyotes. I didn't hear any pigs. I didn't hear any whippoorwills. And I didn't hear any crickets. And worst of all, I didn't hear the bullfrogs that should have been just singing away in that
It's
bog
amazing how everything
that,
stops.
that was 500 feet away. And I knew what had hand slapped my tent. I knew I was watched all night long. I knew that riverbank and how to run down those rocks like the back of my hand, day or night. But I couldn't move. And I sat there and I chain smoked all night long with my flashlight. Glad I had batteries. And yes, I prayed because I knew what was out there. And I knew how close the first one I'd encountered in life had come to me. And I knew what they looked like. Okay. They were ferocious. They were angry. They had sharp teeth and
that was the
and
Joshua.
they didn't have a snout. Okay. They had hair. It wasn't extremely long. Okay. It wasn't like it was hanging down off their shoulders. You know what I'm saying, underneath your arm and whatnot. But after that, the woods were quiet. It was a mortifying night, all night long. And no sooner than daylight came, I wasn't hearing the natural sounds. I didn't hear the birds chirping when first daylight cracked. Okay. But when it got light enough for me to really see what I was doing, I had formulated in my mind that I was going to unzip that little that little pop-up tent, and grab it in one heap and swoop with my duffel bag, a carry-all koozie holder that can hold your cigarettes, your cokes, your whatever,
Sure.
and that I was going to be flying low down a riverbank. And that's exactly what I did in one smooth swoop. The only problem was it was a piece of land, and the lady wasn't coming to open the gate for another 2 hours after daylight. So I was sitting in my vehicle by that gate thinking, oh man, no, I don't want to see, every memory of seeing the first one flashed through my mind, and I couldn't get it out of my mind. So I can't tell y'all what it is a relief. You hear encounter stories of somebody who actually met a docile one. They look more human-like. That was a relief to me because there was a time I thought that's what they all looked like.
Yeah.
And, in listening to Duke and in talking with Duke and it's been a real honor. That's been a lot of therapy, and he's done me a lot of good, because when you touch base with someone that's actually seen one that looks like that, and you really need to talk, it really does help, because and then to find out, well, gee, you're lucky you didn't end up on David Pilates' show, because people who see that type don't generally live to tell the story.
And I've heard stories of people gifting with Janasqua.
Right, I can't trust them. I understand people are forming relationships, but there's no part of me that isn't ever going to want to do that.
Long Island Bigfoot has a question for you. How long before you went back into the woods after your first encounter, or it didn't keep you out, did it?
Well, at that time, dating kind of came into play, and I had a field day in life, and I kind of put it behind me.
But it's also good that you didn't let it dictate the rest of your life, as far as you kept going out in the woods. And
I'll reveal something. My father was half Native American. I am part Cherokee on my mother's side. I've been dealing with paranormal experiences the majority of my life. Some things I talk about, some things I probably, I'm real skittish to talk about unless I'm in really good company.
Sure.
And
was
not
was all this in Southern Mississippi?
Pardon?
Was all this in southern Mississippi, you said?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most assuredly. And I couldn't, and I talked a lot to Carl Gautreaux as well. Carl, he lives in basically an area that's like, a subdivision, and it is, I mean, he knows he's being visited. Okay, well, I know when I'm being visited around my house where I live now. It's not a whole lot of fun when your house gets slapped, when you're trying to lay down at night, because they want you to know they're there. Okay. I will tell everyone I depend on Yeshua to protect me. When you want them out of your presence and they're bugging you, well, there are ways to go to battle and get them out of your house, out of your vicinity of your area, and that takes bravery. And then again, sometimes that's probably your only resource to say, "Oh dear, Yeshua, help me now, get them out of here." Because when you live with that kind of repressed, you can't call it post-traumatic stress syndrome. Yes, I live it every time I tell it. Does it affect everything I do in my life? Well, you can't let that happen. Carrie was right when he said that. You got to try and go on with life. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, that's easier said than done for people that have had encounters, and my heart goes out to everyone, because everyone has, they all have a different way of talking. They all have a different way of telling what they saw, and my mind doesn't go on too much of the researching details and the technology that goes behind research. I have respect that do. My mind goes towards people like me, of how many of y'all need to get up and talk to Mogi and to other good people on the internet, and just share, what you encountered. And because I've listened to lots of people sitting in your chat, I can't see chat right now, but I've listened to lots of people that are familiar, and travel some of the same sites. And we all want to know what they are.
Absolutely.
My biggest question is, okay, there's different types. All right. And yes, there's lore of that's a brother of another mother. Okay. Well, who's their father? And who's the original genome of that father? We don't know. That's still up for grabs in life. We can formulate and we can speculate. Do they appear in flesh and blood? Well, I don't know if I was going to cut the one that stood in front of me, I don't know what color he was going to bleed. Okay. All I know is that one, just because they have eyes and they have nose and they have hands and they have feet and they're bipedal, Darwin's theory, did you come from apes? Did you come from primates? All right, people can formulate their own opinions on that too. But that sure didn't look like a primate to me. That sure didn't look like 100% human to me. And with the abilities to knock me off a tree stand like they did, I never felt anything hit me, Mogi. I had a knot on my head. I didn't have a mark on my body when I was knocked out of that tree stand. I didn't hear a sound. So, to see what possibly knocked me off that tree platform is not really something I wanted to do. I was curious. Yeah. I was a kid. I was inquisitive. I'm known for that, but
it's not a bad thing.
My heart does go out to everyone who's had an encounter, who hasn't stepped up and shared it, because I might know just how hard it is sometimes if you put it so far down in you that once you finally tell it, you're reliving it again. And part of the therapy is talking about it. But my gosh, I couldn't have gone through the streets and said, "Hey, do y'all know that there's a big Janoskla living in this patch of city woods?"
No, wouldn't have gone over too good.
And I'm making a joke out of it now because, me having a sense of humor, it's a good defense mechanism.
Sure.
But the truth of the matter is, Carl knows he's visited. He knows he lives in a subdivided area. I've read things that people have said, and including a wonderful person, Patrick, that's Vaughn, that's in your audience sometimes. People are reporting them everywhere, in subdivisions, in cities. And so, guys, what's your take on, people ask me my opinion. Where do you think they come from? Why do you think they're here? Who do you think created them? We have no answers. We're trying to find answers. Yes, we have Ketchum, and we have that report. That is one very lengthy PDF, folks. If you hadn't downloaded it and got someone to translate the medical lingo, okay. But I worry about that in a way that, okay, how many specimens was that a human hair sample from? That that linked back to a human mother genome. Okay. Because there's lore of natives that bartered and traded with Sasquatch. There is lore that women and children came up missing. And I have even more questions. I have more questions than I have answers, Mogi. For those who want to think, well, okay, that's flesh and blood. Maybe that's a missing link. I'm not disputing anyone's hypotheses.
Real Dill has an interesting question, observation. If we evolved from apes, why aren't apes still turning into humans now?
Well, I've often asked and he has a very good point. And I've often asked people, okay, if they're part human and they're part creature, I just want to call them creature. Okay.
Fair.
If they're part human and they're part unknown DNA of anything else on this earth, and that was just a few specimens, well, then that study only stands for how many? Okay, and we know there's so many different types, and there's too many reports of too many different types. Some say, okay, well, that wasn't a Sasquatch. That wasn't a Bigfoot you saw, Pearl. Oh, gee, that was something else that isn't in that category. Well, okay, well, then how do you have eyes and nose, 2 hands and 2 feet? And so I'm sitting here, I'm knowing there's different types, and I'm sitting here going, okay, well, if we want to stand on the ground, if that's half human, half creature, and the Indians, the natives, indigenous peoples, they have lore of their women and children being toted off, okay? And people go missing all the time. But my point is, and this is a graphic question, okay? If there's somebody that can't handle it, forgive me ahead of time. But how did a human woman actually survive going through mating with a Sasquatch? Whether it was a juvenile or not, just coming into puberty, who knows? Okay. How did her DNA and that DNA actually be able to bring something to full term and bear it into this world? And then there's the theory of fallen angels, could be shapeshifters. Yes. They could do many different things. Okay. Well, what was at play? Was it actually copulation? Was it actually insemination? Was it a practice of fertilization? If we, so when we decide to take a certain stance of where they came from, that's just a few of the questions that we ask. And some of those questions that I have asked, no one's really bringing forth. But they'll stand on the high ground and say, no, that's part human. Okay, how did that happen?
Yeah, just keep asking the questions. That's all you got to do until you get somebody to answer. Don't stop asking.
Yeah. Well, we'd all like to postulate theories. A lot of us can go back in ancient writings and say, well, okay, that's giants. The cryptids are giants and dwarfs, and they're coming out in droves, and we're seeing them more so in numbers. And there's the hundreds of thousands of reports on the earth. When we take a stance and don't really know, okay, and we have no proof, I keep scratching my head and going, okay, well, when you capture one in Oklahoma and you got him in your big giant trap, because wait a minute, don't laugh, guys, because the natives, the Cahokias, okay, the ancient Cahokias, those mounds, the serpent mounds, okay, that were built in America, and many of the mounds that are sitting right here in North America would have, if you take and calculate the scientific data of how long it took to build those mounds and the sediment, you're going, okay, well, wait a minute, maybe that was built by a giant, and there is indigenous lore of the giants, and that even the European, pardon the expression, victors came over, discovered a land that they didn't discover where there were already inhabitants. And those inhabitants were people, okay, in the South, in the Americas. And so there's stories clear back in history of the explorers encountering giants.
Oh, yeah.
And they think, and so we have all this knowledge, we have this lore, and then we have actual people today, and we're seeing it. A lot of us are affected by it. It's not easy to tell our stories, but please do. I mean, there's not a channel I haven't been on, or that I won't go on and say, look, y'all write monster mogollon@gmail.com. Share your encounter with him. Don't be shy. I'm having a pajama party, being a country girl tonight, and half city, half country. You just never know me. But
yeah, this is a pants off night, by the way, guys.
Oh no, that was my son. He's listening.
Right
he's a very special person. Autism, it's a special thing. One night he was out on his bike, riding his bike, and all of a sudden I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I heard a yell that was so loud, it was about a quarter mile off, come over the top of cars that went down the street and come over the top of barking dogs. Not long after that, my house got slapped twice. Okay, and I had actually seen one peering out between trees, by my neighbor that's north of me. I'm not totally in the what you could say city.
Sticks or the city. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not where you have to pump sunlight in. That's correct. Okay, but my son is a special needs person. He is autistic. And after I heard that, I mean, my windows rattled. I felt it to the core of my being. And he likes to ride his bike at night. He's 24, and he just absolutely loves being outside at night. And of course, I have lights on his bike. It's a rather large yard. It's 2 acres, and you know, I let him ride up, you know, and I had already seen people interview people that had encounters. And I said, well, son, what was that you heard? I don't know, Mama. I said, was that a bunch of dogs barking? No, Mama. Was that a coyote yapping? No, Mama. Was that a wolf howling? No, Mama. I said, well, do you know what that was? No, Mama. I said, Justin, have you ever seen anything big and hairy while you out riding your bike that might have looked like a human but wasn't really a human? No, Mama. Oh, well. I was kind of, yeah, my whole heart was relieved at that moment
Sure.
because I knew what I heard. He just didn't know what he had heard. And so, yeah, you kind of have to have I gone out camping alone? No, sir, Joe. No, sir. I'm chicken.
I'll have my wife with me.
There's times I've gone to gatherings in the woods. I did venture up a mountain one day by myself. That's between me and my maker. And, but that's as close, but there was like hundreds of people in an encampment. Okay. From that mountain that I went up to. And of course, so I was camped with lots of people.
You want to say something, Joe?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Yeah, I got to go take my grandkids to school in the morning. So
yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
sure
get
it's
five.
late too. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Joe.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Absolutely,
Very
anytime.
I like your story there, bro.
Well, I've seen you many times. I do recognize you. But I just wanted you to introduce yourself because there are newcomers that sit down that are in the audience that may have not known. You just never know. Could be somebody pop in from who knows what country on YouTube channels.
It's
Right.
true.
Things
We've
go
got
worldwide.
people from New Zealand here tonight. Hilton is from New Zealand.
I ain't seen Mark Dobbin over here then.
I don't know if Mark came on.
He was on Sawdust. He was on Sawdust a while ago, but I don't see him there now.
Oh, Mr. Lee 3PO. He's from England.
Yeah.
A lot of Canadians.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh,
that was good that Joe popped on.
Well, forgive me if I was a mic hog. This might be my
I encourage it.
This might be my fourth appearance on a video, and I'm just being myself. And it's nighttime. Yes, these are my pajamas, folks. We're having a pajama party.
I wouldn't want you to be any other way but yourself.
Well, Mogi, thanks for letting me share. But
my pleasure.
I just want people to be aware that even though you have your own ideas, be compassionate to others when they reach out, and because it's just I wish we had all the answers, Mogi, and maybe we will. But my other question was, when they capture one in Oklahoma, let's just say they do. Let's just hypothesize.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, yeah. What then? As if, and what then? Okay, sure. It's tourism dollars. Will they later use it for a gun grab when a bunch of people are meeting to go squatching? Yeah. I mean, you never know with bills that get passed. And people don't know to read the full copy of the
print.
People get the summary of a bill, okay? And if they don't access a law computer or get someone who has a law computer to download a full copy of the bill, they don't necessarily get the specifics right away. I don't, it's hard for me to trust bills like that. because on something innocent, they'll tack on something that might not be so wonderful in life. Will it domino effect through the other states? I ask serious questions because I'm a curious person. I know what my opinion might be on some things, but
Sure.
I'm very interested in other people. What have they got to say other than let's make a joke out of it?
Well,
Because it seems like a mockery, but I'm so sorry.
It's people just get so closed-minded. They're just, it's this way. That's the way their life is, and anything that's not, it's out of the norm, they don't want to deal with it. And people do have these experiences, and people do need to talk to someone, and that's the only way. You called it therapy, and I agree with you. Talking about it with anybody is therapy. You don't have to see a therapist to get therapy. If you look at, and I've said this before, if you look at the about on my page and you read, it basically says is the reason I started this channel was because all these people in chat, why are all these people here night after night after night and all these different channels in this genre, be it paranormal, Bigfoot,
Right.
So in my mind, everybody has a story. There's got to be a reason, so hence why the fascination. What is it that brings you here after night? So, and people know they can come here and no one's going to say shit. No one's going to give them crap. They're going to be able to talk and get it off their chest. And no one in chat's going to be like, you're full of shit. It never happens here.
Well, even if they do, we're going to say, all right, you have a right to your opinion. I have
absolutely.
a right to mine. And okay, you go ahead and believe what you want to believe. And I'll keep what I want to believe. And we'll just keep the peace on that note. I do know how to do that. But it's just the encounters of, I'm not over inundated of hearing counters. It's just once you put the 2 + 2 together and it makes 4. Well, if just a tenth of what you're viewing online, as far as eyewitnesses, as far as knowers, if just a tenth of that is truth, that's still a lot of encounters.
No, if one of them is true, it exists.
Yeah. Well, right.
You don't need the 10th. You need one.
Right. Right. Because you saw what you saw.
But
whether it was a cryptid, whether it was a Sasquatch, whether it was a gargoyle, you saw what you saw. Whether it was a ghost, whether it was a poltergeist, you saw what you saw. And nobody can change your mind. Can the mind trick you? Well, shapeshifters sure can trick you.
Sure.
But you saw what you saw. And it's real important because, pardon expression, when I was a young girl, if you wrote about something like that, or you wrote about paranormal psychology and you wanted to publish a book about it, in the 60s, they wouldn't publish anything about that subject.
Really?
And right. I had a father that did lots of research, and there's a few books that they just wouldn't publish. That is not what was selling on the market at the time. And moreover, we lived in society where they did not want to accept anything that they could not explain. Okay? The unknown is the unknown.
Sure.
And so therefore that, it has freedom when you know what you saw.
And what do people fear most? The unknown.
Right. Yeah. The fear of the unknown. Well, I tell you what, I'm still going to fear that unknown thing I saw, because I'm telling you what, that looks seriously like a Janasqua. And, you know, if that's how they act, I really don't want to see another one. You know,
Sure.
I don't want a child to see one of those. I don't.
Yeah, that would be a traumatic experience.
Right. I mean, I was 15 when that happened. So, you know, my mind has wondered, well, how many other people out there have seen these kind that look like a Janasqua? They're clear down in South Mississippi. What are they doing all the way down here? No, they weren't gray haired. They were black and brown haired. What, you know, what? So we're starting to scratch our heads. I'm watching people scratch their heads. You know, you'll say, well, they're not afraid of civilization. Okay. Okay, they're not. Carl and I, Gautreaux, Carl's great. La Swamp Ape is great.
Mm-hmm.
We've had conversations about, you know, we think that that you know that they possibly travel the ancient routes they've always traveled, and they're gonna travel waterways, you know. And
Sure.
when you're on the outskirts of a city, well, the deer know how to hover into patches of woods when it's hunting season.
Yeah, they're good at that.
On places where you can't hunt. So the food becomes more plentiful in the winter, you know, and during hunting season, closer to the suburbs, closer to civilizations. Because, you know, deer are smart. They really will cluster around where oh man, you know, they just I have a herd of deer that runs my yard, you know, every week.
Mr. DeVere wants to know, did you hear it whistle?
Excuse me, absolutely not.
Okay.
And I didn't know to listen for whistles. And worst of all, I used to whistle almost exactly like a whippoorwill when I would call for my brothers and we played hide and seek in the woods, you know, when I was younger. And after my son heard what he heard, you know, because before I had researched that people were hearing whistles, I didn't know to pick up on whistles. I didn't know to listen to that a little differently. Okay. And so, I mean, when I wanted to, my son's way out in the yard and I wanted him to come to me, well, I could just whistle really loud like a whippoorwill. And he knew that I needed to talk to him, you know. I didn't have to scream out, hey, you know.
Sure.
It was just you know, like a code. So, you know, I get a little frightened, you know, those who go out exploring, those who are really out in the rough doing it, you know, you're not armchair researching, you're really out there. You know, I had done hunting in my life too, up in the Ozarks. And, you know, my heart goes out to them, because what I can't put together, Mogi, is how do they put that at peace and still go hunting? How do they put that at peace if they've actually seen one eye to eye? Where do they put that in their mind, in that little box in mind, in that lock and key, and be brave enough to go out into the woods alone?
Some people are wired differently, you know. It doesn't have the same effect, I guess, on certain people. And I just think maybe if you know from a younger age, you know, like you said, you know, you'd hate to see a child to see it. But however, if that child was raised with the idea of it, seeing it wouldn't be as traumatic. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
part of
yes,
their paradigm.
that's right. You can condition someone to say hey, it's okay. But is it really?
Not necessarily it's okay, but to be introduced to know they exist. I mean, if a child has the awareness, you know, that they're there, it's not going to be a shock.
Well,
Maybe to
I
see
don't
it might scare the hell out of them, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's a gift of sight that we, you know, can see them flit or dodge behind trees. I'm in agreement with some people that if they want you to see them, you will. If they want you to know they're there,
Sure.
they're gonna let you know. But if you want to see them, they'll make darn sure you do. Okay? And it might not be all you bargained for when that happens. And I kind of know that too.
Sure.
And so yeah, I have to get over that. And yeah, I need to go camping. I sure do. But I'm not going alone.
No, don't no.
And I get a little worried because I'm a magnet. You see, some of us think that once they've seen us, I like that, and maybe they weren't nice ones, and no, they were pretty grumpy when they saw us. Okay,
Hmm.
that flashback in my mind, you know, I downplay it because it's the way I digest it. It's the way I overcome it. It's the way I'm able to tell it and still, you know, and still it not affect me when I get off of this wonderful platform with you. And thank you for that honor, because it, you know, what doesn't kill you does make you stronger, but you can't forget. Um,
No, because
something,
you're left with some scars.
well, and it'll trigger it, you know,
Oh
and
yeah.
hats off to all those that, you know, you have trouble coming forward like me. I've listened to people's encounters for a long time, and I've had trouble coming forward. It wasn't an easy journey to get here. And no, I didn't glam fam all up. You know, I didn't doll up, and, you know, but what I will say is, y'all don't forget to hit that thumbs up.
Hmm.
Any channel I pop in on, I'm gonna ask, please, can you hit the thumbs up? Can you subscribe? Can
Thank
you
you.
put our whole topic, no matter whose channel you're on, because it's not shouldn't really be about competition between channels. It should be, how much do you want this topic put on the forefront? Because if you do, subscribe to channels you're interested in, give them thumbs up. That increases the algorithms. It spreads that message worldwide. And the more you can do that, the more friends you might meet online, the more people you might be able to talk with that, you know, are able to relate with you or at least have human compassion.
Absolutely.
And the world needs more love. You know, in Mogi, not in Mogoline. I remember I saw what you said in the beginning of this video. There was a blessing, and that you were telling of, and you were, and I saw your mind. You know, I'm a little clairvoyant at times. I can be a little telepathic at times.
I've been there, done
And,
that.
you know,
Wish I could control it, but
I saw something in you that was reaching out to your audience, and you were giving a testimony, and you were also reaching out all in one. And if we had more compassion like that in this world, we, you know, we'd be so rich in heart. Okay. And
well,
yeah,
thank
like
you.
minds do come together on paranormal topics. You know,
Absolutely.
if you're a kid when things paranormal happen to you, the unexplained, the unknown, you might spend the majority of your life trying to figure out how did that happen and what were they. And, you know, for all the people that, you know, are up in years, it's still a relief to finally know we have someone that we can share this with. Yes, there's people that are going to believe you and believe your encounter, no matter how bizarre. I mean, I've seen UFOs. I mean, you know,
I've experienced the paranormal. That's what got me into all this. You
you know,
know,
I've seen ghosts. I had a ghost that used to follow my family. That he sat on my brother's tummy one night while he was sleeping and left a rear imprint on him. Okay, yeah. I mean, I had a father that was half Spanish, half Native American, and he'd always tell me, if you see a ghost, ask them their name, ask them where they came from, ask them what they did, before they died, and ask them when they were born, and ask them what they did before they died, and ask them what they're doing now.
It's a lot of questions for a ghost.
Well, I was only about 6 years old when he told me that. So you had just touched on, well, why don't we tell our children, and maybe it won't affect them as bad and be such of a shock. Well, my own father had prepared me in life for what I might grow up and see. You know,
and you
because
did.
that seems to be hereditary down through generations. I think I don't think there's any scientific proof that can prove that, but I think it's highly probable.
Mr. DeVere wants to know, do you dream of them?
I have one dream that was a repetitive dream when I was a very, very young girl. It's what I consider to be a vision. But the most recent dream that I had was very disturbing to me, and we were squatching. Okay, so this might be me working through my subconscious mind. Okay, but we were going squatching, and we had gone up a ridge, down a ridge, and to get back up over another ridge, it was all just dirt, and it was all just roots, and we literally had to climb the roots up to the top of the ridge. And when we peeked our eyes over the top of it, there was more squatch than I can count, standing all in a row. And they were all swaying with their arms out and their hands forward, swaying back and forth and back and forth. And it was more than I could count. And I was glad to wake up. Yeah, those aren't fun dreams. Huh.
No, that's sorry. My dogs were going nuts, and I forgot to unmute my mic. No, you just saying that, I could see it. I could see them on the ridge swaying back and forth, and I'm sure everybody who heard that could see it too. That was a good description.
It scared me.
No doubt.
That dream scared me. Okay, it might seem like, I explain things simply in talking sometimes. I'm graphic, long-winded, but when I'm writing, I'm much more descriptive. I'm probably, and I found that when it comes to trying to reveal something about yourself, that's not so easy to describe, especially if it's paranormal. I think some people struggle with it, some people don't. And before the question gets asked if I mind speak with them, well, now there is a thing called spiritual speaking, and no, I've never had any cryptids want to talk to me. Okay. I probably had many native journeys in the spirit world and visited quite a few dimensions in my lifetime. And yeah, that could make many shows.
Mr. Lee 3PO wants to know, where do you get your pajamas from?
All I know is they're soft and they're warm.
That's all that matters.
and they were a special present from my son for Christmas.
Right on.
Okay. All right, Mogi. It's pajamas, folks.
I can't stand up. I wasn't kidding. It's a no pants night.
Oh, well, to each their own, Mogi. All right. But thank you for letting me have a little time tonight.
Oh, my pleasure.
I really popped in because I heard your first introductory message of this very stream. And I popped in anyway. I thought, well, yeah, he's right. Let's just talk. Let's just go ahead and shoot some shit and let's see what happens here. I don't come on to talk to people for the glitz and the glam of it. I don't need the popularity. I don't need the 5 minutes of fame. I've probably had that in life. And you know, it's because a lot who are busy reaching out to people, just like you are, Mogollon, okay, sincerely care about the people that are in their audiences. You know, they want to hear from them, you know, and you can see that in somebody's eyes. The eyes are the windows to your soul. Oh gosh, flashback. If those red glowing eyes were the windows to their soul, no, I don't want to go where they go. Okay?
I'm not blushing, thanks.
You know, I really don't want to go where they go. And y'all have to excuse this rotten camera of mine. I'm on a cell phone. Cut me some slack.
No, it's
audiographer.
Perfectly fine.
You know, if I can't come on and be myself at this time of night, you know, of Central Daylight Time, and have to fluff and puff up just to be able to be a human being to talk to people, you know, I guess that's just ornery in me, you know, because there are times when, yes, I have to conform to society's norms. I don't always want to, though.
No, I hear you.
You know, but, you know, thanks, y'all, you know, just for listening. Don't really know how many people were here. And it was not necessarily just to get, you know, just to express my encounter and how I felt about it. Those questions to me are real. You know, how would the one that kills me the most, how would a woman have survived that? How would that have been brought to term? Now, in nowadays science, we have lion tigers. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and yeah, come on, hit the list. Tell us about.
That's what they're called, ligers.
If we have all this mix and match, how many breeds of cats do we have? How many breeds of dogs do we have?
Oh yeah.
Right. So who's playing mad scientist? You know, are they playing mad scientist too? Is that going on in the underground dumps? Is that where all the missing people go? Is they end up extracting eggs and they end up extracting fertilization? And that's how they're popping some of these out. Because, you know, the government could have a contract with the, you know, and, oh yeah, NTK, huh?
Robin Lynn says, Mogs, I've been listening. I am so grateful for Pearl, kindred spirit sister. Robin
Lynn Griffith. Thank you, sister. I love you dearly. And she has been in chat rooms since I can remember. And she has never failed to be the nicest person she could. You know, but yeah, it's a kindred spirit. And yeah, you know, it's funny how over the internet you can recognize that. You know, I'll calm down and quit being silly and maybe be serious, but I can be too serious, and gosh, that gets too glum sometimes,
doesn't it? That's why we goof here. You know, we'll take everything seriously. With the serious as a heart attack.
You wanted some impromptu tonight, so I just kind of gave it to you. You shouldn't ask for things. You know, careful what you wish for, Mogi.
No, I got what I wanted.
Oh, no, I love everybody. You know, I really admired you when you decided to be a channel owner earlier in this show, because so many won't speak up and put out there, you know, what they will tolerate and won't tolerate on their channel. They're so worried about growing numbers, and they're so worried about losing a member this and losing a member that, that they will make exceptions for some and no exceptions for others. And you know, I watched you not do that just then when you did do that.
Well, you
That,
know,
you
it's just a
know,
little bit of respect. You know,
if
don't
y'all
assume
don't
that you can
think
just come
that's an
on.
honest person that at least speaks up and speaks their piece, think twice. You know, because
True.
they do. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
They
not opposed
really
to calling people out. Doesn't always work out the way I hope, but
Next, we're going to ask you your sun sign, okay?
mine Sagittarius.
Oh, well, there's the archer at work, folks. Look out. Oh, yeah, shoot. Well,
Larry says pants or no pants. Nope, that's not where'd it go. Wow. It was there. I went to click on it, and then it was just off the
be
screen.
glad I didn't come on ad-libbing, singing you a song tonight, you know?
That's always welcome.
Yeah, well, it'd have to be original, you know?
I know, right? We're only 9 seconds
Yeah,
of
you gotta watch that copyright thing.
yeah. I don't know how some people get away with it, though.
Well, how did they manage to get the copyrights? Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I gotta look
You know, I
into
ran
it.
across
I don't play music. I mean, but in the future, I might. Who knows?
Okay, well, there's a site you can pay maybe a little monthly fee. I forgot what it was called. If I find it again, I'll shoot you an email, and it's to where you can go through a whole list of music you want to put in the background of something that you're making a film, do it on YouTube, whether it's you know, commercial or whether it's just plain old public. And I don't mean to downplay that. Forgive me for my language there, folks.
Plain old.
Yeah, plain old. Yeah, I'm plain old Jane right now.
We're all
Okay.
plain old.
But you know, there's a site, and I'll find it again and shoot you a link and email, because it had some interesting music, whether it was pop, and you could download the copyright of it, and as long as you put it under your video, okay, then you have nothing from YouTube to worry about. And and there was a large selection of genres, okay, even some dark country, you know, come on, even something you might want to. And I'm just passing off a little trick that some of these other videographers know, and it's free to listen to, okay, but you know, if you want to make a production, I think you pay like a monthly fee and can use any of their music you want. As you know, yeah, and you're not, and YouTube cannot dock you 90 days for it, because if you get docked for something, your channel goes down 90 days. You violate YouTube rules, you may go down for 90 days. They'll put you on probation. And yeah, and they were being real strict about it, you know, in life. You know, I've been a mod a lot, and I might know some of those ins and outs of just what channel, you know, you got. It's terrible that we get censored, y'all, but we also have to understand that on YouTube, children find their way into chat rooms and pretend they're adults all the time. You know, people underage come into people's chats, and you know, that's
hey, I might curse a little, but
see that, you know.
Overall, the message is good one, I think, you know.
But these people who come on other people's channels, like somebody, you know, I was watching a channel and somebody in their chat was threatening, oh, you're going to get a copyright for that. You know, I mean, come on, you know, instead, you know, yeah, I'm just going to say, hey, look, there's a way to get those copyrights. It's not so hard, and it doesn't cost you a fortune, Mogollon. Okay, I was exploring it. I'll shoot you that link, you know, when when we get off of here, I'll look it back up. I'm quite an online researcher on many different subjects. You could probably pick my brain if you can calm me down enough and get me used to talking on video.
You're doing fantastic. You've done great tonight.
You could probably pick my brain on a lot of things that I would venture. You know, I don't mind coming on impromptu. Yeah, excuse my pajamas.
Not at all.
Maybe I'll dress for success next time, folks. But
she got bottoms on. I don't.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well,
people think I'm kidding too.
Well, this, the way I'm sitting and what chair I'm sitting in right now, and was all not planned. And I think I weigh 118 pounds. And when I stand up, I look like I weigh 2 tons in this pajamas, and that's just right with me. Okay,
so.
That's right. I'm just your average person. That's right. That's exactly right. Just feel down at home, and you have the ability to do that with people.
What's that?
No matter who you're speaking with, I've seen a lot of your videos. No matter who that you're having on for the night, you seem to have an uncanny knack for conversation. And so some of us need to learn some of that from you, okay? Including me.
You know what? I've always been able to talk to anybody. Just
getting over being camera shy, okay, that's the part I have problems with. And who wants to hear their voice later,
I don't know. You know what? It's the camera part doesn't bother me at all. It's the having to continue talking for, to try to keep up. To
find things to talk about. Well, okay, yeah, my brain just keeps on going, and yes, you have to close me out when you get done and tired. And if I ran Joe off, I'm terribly sorry.
No, not at all. Don't apologize at all for coming on here, please.
It wasn't intentional. I just want to take a big hats off to the people, that are putting their faces out there.
It's not easy.
They work. It's not easy. That's right. That's exactly right. And it helps it. Yeah. And people that actually do that on cell phones, I don't know how they're doing that. I really don't. I mean, that's ingenious in itself. It's not easy. But I really thank you for shooting me a link. I've been wanting to talk with you for a long time. I'd like to pick your brain about some of those ghost stories you have in your head.
It was just a few encounters that I had. It's pretty cool. Miss Real Deal says, tell Pearl she's awesome and down to earth. I would love to hang out with her anytime. So you just did, Bill.
That's that things like that make me feel humble.
I feel humble every time I come on here.
You get humbled when people, that just made me humble. I can be really ornery, but that just humbled me. Thank you.
Hey, Megan, you were supposed to come on with some funny shit, not asking me to sing On the Road Again.
Well, I have an Ozark song. Would you like to hear that? Oh, yeah.
My sister just put in there, when are you going to sing, Mugs?
Oh, can sing?
My sister's starting trouble.
Oh, Mugs, you can sing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you sing original? You got to make up.
Crispy.
Extra crispy. Well, okay. Oh, shucks.
I've been singing a while now. It's funny because I didn't start singing until late in life, like until I was like 27, before I first realized, oh shit, I can sing. First time I did karaoke, I was hooked. I was just like, oh, I like this. So I did that for a bunch of years.
Oh,
Went to
oh,
Nashville.
oh, well, you can't be. You went to Nashville?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can sing.
I was there for like 7 months. Oh, she just took herself off the air. Wasn't me. She'll be back. And we're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 hours.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm impressed because with the microphone voice that you have, and you can actually sing. So you know what that means to your audience? We're missing out.
But it's funny because I sing country music. So that the fact that she brought up Willie Nelson was pretty funny.
Well, I used to could do a pretty good mean ode to Billy Joe.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, but I can't sing any lyrics. You can't sing anyone else's songs on the internet.
There's got to be a way, because
unless you have the copyright to, unless you have permission to
what
do
about
that.
Performing?
We're going to have to research that, Mogollon.
Look into that, because, well, like for instance, Kerry Arnold on Bigfoot Odyssey, he plays the piano and sang a couple times on, he sang,
right, some
Eagles
good songs. I was there, yes.
No, I'm just saying, but he performed, so there was no copyright incident there, I'm sure. So there must be something to do with the performing rather than playing an actual Eagles song on the radio, from the radio or an album or something.
Well, see, then that means there's no excuse for you not to sing us a song.
No, until we find out we're going to be safe.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to back you up against the wall. I play dumb a lot, Mogollon, but,
Oh, everybody's pestering me to sing.
Yeah, I play dumb a lot.
It'll happen one night, and I'll just catch everybody off guard and start singing, and people will be like, what the hell is that noise?
Oh, well, we used to sing a song about the ticks and chiggers, and I was in the Ozarks, and the ticks and the chiggers in Piedmont, Missouri grow 10 foot tall.
So I'll have to hear that song sometime. I just want to read the lyrics.
Yes.
Duke says, I released a new show today, but controversial, so I can't post it here. But you can go to community tab on my YouTube channel and find the link to Rumble where it's at. So if you guys want to go check that out with Duke, check, there you go.
The censorship on YouTube,
what are you gonna do though? I mean, and Duke's got the right idea. He's moving away from it.
Well, yeah. I mean, who can blame anyone? Okay, when they have to. I'm
not saying it's the right idea, but I mean it's an option. I'm here. This is what I use. If I maybe one day I'll start reaching different platforms. Whatever,
well, the more people that hit that thumbs up and that subscribe and have some interest, it does, those algorithms increase. That's that's what boosts you. But what really, you're not out there to sell yourself, Mogollon, and that's what's really admirable. Okay. You're not out to sell yourself. You're just real. You want to talk. What's the fascination? Come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah, and just tell your stories, get it off your chest, and keep telling them. That's the thing. I tell people, you told it here, go somewhere else and tell it again. Tell your story. It's your story, and it may help somebody.
Well, we're connecting with like-minded individuals, and we might need more of that in life, because I don't think these encounters are going away, Mogollon.
No, not at all.
Anytime soon.
No, it's going to increase, I think.
You know, I mean, I don't think we can expect it to stop. We may not have all the answers, but that's, you know, that's one topic that's going to be, there's going to be questions. It's going to be hitting the net, no matter who wants to deny it, no matter who wants to believe it, no matter, you know, no matter what platform just won't allow it, the ones that will are going to. There's just too much of it going on. When you got it, when there's encounters from game wardens, police officers, the military, or you know, and mainly
judges, lawyers, yeah,
yeah, and mainly someone you actually know that you know is a good person, that you know. Well, my father had a saying: if you want to know the truth, okay, he said, never let anyone brainwash you. He said to not to believe everything you read, resource many different resources on the same topic before you even think about formulating a hypothesized opinion. And most importantly of all, was don't let anybody brainwash you. And that if you want to know the truth is something you have to discover for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much you've watched, no matter how much that you've read, that no matter how much you've researched, about the only way to find out the truth is experience it yourself.
Hands-on, absolutely.
Hands-on, you know, unless it's some sort of data, you know, that you want to know just where the planet Venus was in the year 13.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing what technology can do. I mean, you could even roll back time that far, you know, and see where the certain alignments were then, and fast forward it to now.
I like technology, but I don't like what it's doing to the human race.
Okay, yeah, but okay, I get that. I get oh, how I
It's
get that.
it's dumbing us down.
Well, and it's causing a lack of human interaction.
Yeah.
Actual face-to-face human interaction. Sure, we're on video right now, but we're not busy on a campsite out enjoying, you know, swapping stories with each other. You know, I'm convinced
Not yet.
people in their areas in this genre need to just have some barbecues, okay? You know, and invite people over, you know, as close as they can come. You know, meet up at a state park. No, you can't drink, you can't bring firearms into a state park, okay? But you can meet together, you can sit around the fire, you know, and just because you know, you're not armed, the truth of the matter is you may have an encounter right there. You know, I think Teddy Roosevelt, you know, we have theories about he must, you know, because he wasn't, he almost canceled, I think, a trip to Europe because he was going to come home and hunt Bigfoot because of the reportings. I read that somewhere. I can't remember where I read that in research, but he's going to actually cancel a trip abroad to go hunt to go hunt Bigfoot.
Hunt as in
hunt,
shoot and kill.
He was a hunter.
No, I knew that, but
yeah, I mean, and he to go hunt or maybe explore. You know, I mean, we don't know what his full intentions were. We can't jerk him up here and say, "Hey, Teddy, tell us all about it." Come on, you know, but you know, I read that and I thought, okay, and you know, I've heard lots of comments about the state parks, and we scratch our heads about that. But, you know, if people would get together and barbecue and talk about these subjects, I know a lot of people do a lot of expeditions. I know people that do a lot of exploring, but yeah, tech is killing human interaction, human compassion. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. He's a very special young man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's no fun to be in a suburb and hear one scream a ways off. You notice how he's listening to me tonight and he's not commented a word. He's a very well-behaved young gentleman, and he has respect for adults when they're talking. And I don't think it necessarily affects him. He's got a lot of the great spirit running around in him from head to
Sure.
toe.
And you raised him well.
Well, and yes, I did. I'm being ornery, and he knows it.
Well, I'm going to cut this short. Well, it's a little over 2 hours we've been here. I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And my door is always open, and everybody knows that it's open to anybody who wants to come on. If you want to come back, just, let me know.
Well, Mogollon, keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing something right. You always know when you're doing something right, when the goal that you have planned, those prayers are being answered, and it's coming to you. You're gathering what it is you attract, and that's a very good thing. Well, thank you for the honor.
My pleasure. As far as, I just recently told someone, put things out in the universe, put it out there. If a friend of mine stepped out front door, came out of front door and was like, she never did it before. She goes, today's going to be a good day. I said, well, say that every day, just a reaffirmation. Just say it every day. When you walk out the door, it's going to be a good day. And
mindset,
because there's just too much shit going on in the world that, there's too much bad, not enough good, or you know what I mean. It's just,
well, yeah, it's hard to ignore. It's hard to ignore it all and try to have joy in the same breath. And sometimes it all gets to us. We're tired of this lockdown situation. We are tired of wearing masks. We are tired of not going to concerts. We're tired. We want life to go back to normal, when we didn't have to wear masks and whatnot. And that there seems to be such a paranoia, going on. And I can't say anything about it. I mean, I've known people that just up and are gone now from that virus. So,
I've family members of, an aunt has passed, and, my dad's had it, my sister and brother-in-law and niece and nephew. And
we're wondering when it's going to end, and how does something end that's mutating? And, I don't necessarily believe the story about the bats. Okay.
How
it all originated. I have my own theories, because there's documentation online that lets I believe that that a biochemical infectious disease lab blew up in 2019 in Siberia. And at that time, there were Chinese nationals in China that were from Siberia. Or did they travel afterwards? It was a whole article I read. And just Google it. It's 2019. Russian lab blew up. You'll get it. It exploded. It had a fire. So it was contained. Okay. Now, I'm a smart enough cookie to know that, in the back of some people's minds, we have large room for speculation on, did anything escape or not? Okay. And that place in Siberia, I don't think it was too far away from actual China, so I'm kind of wondering, the propaganda runs thick. The thing about illusions, people feed you enough illusions and feed them to you and feed them to you and feed them to you. And it may be illusions and lies. Well, pretty soon history passes, people die, stories go rolling down hills, collecting sticks along the way. And before you know it, that history's gone. And it's turned into something else by the time, I don't know, 10, 15 generations comes along
Sure.
afterwards. So yes, if you want the truth, you do have to dig for it. If you want to know something, it's probably best to dig. Just
Real,
like
good night.
Exploring.
Thank you so much, Real.
Thank you. And another, y'all be sure to pray for Christy Sci-Fi.
Absolutely. What's up, old bear?
She doesn't live, but probably maybe 50 miles from me, Mogollon. And
yeah, she's a strong girl, man. I think she'll be fine. But yeah, I'm praying for her, and please, everybody, send your love.
Y'all pray for her. She's a bright and shining star in more ways than can be imagined. She's young. When you told me, it just knocked me. It knocked me so hard. Okay, and yes, I'll go to praying. I sure will.
It helps. It helps.
I'm glad to know that was an okay thing to do with you. I really am. It's not to. We don't sell religion, but we do have hearts and minds and souls and consciences.
It's funny. Before I came on, I put on, I log in and then you have stuff in chat. And before we go live, there's people in chat. And somebody said, I think it was Kathy Wonder Woman that said that I was probably smudging and praying at that moment. And actually I hadn't. And it was kind of a reminder. And I grabbed my smudge bundle and I smudged and I said a prayer and started the show.
You up a prayer. Well, little did you know that when it touched me, I knew it was sincere because I know exactly what indigenous smudging is.
Oh yeah.
I might have been taught some cultural traditional ways, and I might have learned a lot the hard way along the way too.
Don't we all?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And thank you.
You are.
I know that you're trying to close. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you, Mogollon. It was an honor. It was a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
Very proud of you. I knew you in other people's chats before you just stepped up to bat, and you're soaring like an eagle. Keep the good work up.
Okay. Thank you. I will. I definitely will.
And with that
means so much.
And with that, I will all bid you adieu. And take care. Be well. Pray for whatever it is you think needs praying for. But put a lot of love in your heart for your human man, for the human fellow. We're in troubled times, and we all say things we don't mean. And we look back, or we say things that we shouldn't have said, and we look back and put some love in life, okay, any way you can.
Absolutely.
All right, good night. Next time maybe you can hold me down to a subject and drill me like somebody would if they were somebody trying to pick apart my encounter and want to know every little detail. I think men are just much better at describing their details, than maybe someone like me who was a young girl when it happened.
Sure.
There's some women out there that do a phenomenal job as well as recounting what it is they're experiencing.
Debbie Jones did a phenomenal job the other night, Tuesday, telling her stories and recounting us, what they've done, and she's really good talker. It's terrible English, but she speaks well. And so do you. I look forward to having you on again.
I've got a lot of Southern drawl. Next time, y'all, maybe I'll
It's lovely.
be a pajama party with camo hat and the army sporting around. But hey, I'm kind of proud of the hat I'm wearing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a story behind every story, isn't there?
Absolutely.
But, thank you, and thank you so much for reaching out to people. Keep it up. Okay.
Thank you.
That prayer you said earlier, that went straight up. I really know it did, and it touched me. And I when things tap me on the shoulder, people have asked me to come on their shows. Can I film you? Can I do this? Can I do that? They want to hear that really bad encounter I had. And I can't glorify to have a horrible time putting all the details of how frightened I was in it. But thank you so much, Mogion Monster. Hey, I finally pronounced that right. See, I was learning.
You did. I was like, wait, she said it right. All right.
We're not perfect, folks. Y'all write him at Monster Mogion, and that's Monster Mogollin. If for us that didn't know how to say it, Mogion at gmail.com. Awesome. Hit subscribe, give him a thumbs up, put his channel worldwide, okay? Because genuine people that walk this earth are rare. And if we find one on the internet that's not all out for, and I'm not going to criticize, but the more genuine people that we can put on the internet, well, we're going to find the more truth, and we're going to find the more human compassion, and we're going to find somebody to reach out that we can touch and maybe they can touch. Absolutely. And together, maybe there's healing and therapy in that, because these subjects are very touchy, Mogion. When it comes to cryptids and how people are differently affected by it. And I will use Mark Barton's encounter as a prime example. Okay. That man, I might know a good bit of what he went through. I had some serious human compassion, because some people's lives are so terribly affected, and other people's lives, well, it seems to be some sort of walk in the park, and it's curious and they're exploring,
Hey, old bear, are you actually poaching on my show? Damn, dude. Sorry, I just read chat.
He's poaching on your show, huh?
That's awesome. I love Ralph. He's awesome.
Well, what time's dinner?
Nah, it's all good, dude. Yeah, I got to end this at 2:22. That's funny. Somebody in chat. That's their number.
Well, I'm sitting at 12:22.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the amount of time we've been on.
Oh my gosh! Are they saying, "Would this girl ever get off here by now?"
No, but again, thank you so much, and we'll get together again soon. And we'll talk more. I know you have so much more to say.
Thank you, Mogollon. And look, we're gonna hold you to what your sister said. Now we got something on you.
People know. That's all right. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
We're gonna want to hear a song one day. You better get the right.
Oh, you'll get one day.
Okay, yeah, we're waiting. We're gonna hold you to it. We won't ask you to wear a blonde wig like we did Carrie, though. Okay, I promise.
Well, I'm thankful for that. So. All right.
Good night. Happy exploring, folks.
Thank you. Good night. I'll talk to you soon.
Good night.
Wow, that was a good show. I love it that people just pop on and that's what we end up with. That's amazing. Thank you, Pearl, Joe. Thank you for coming on, and thank everybody in chat. Mike Kirkpatrick, I saw you there. What's going on, buddy? Who else did I see? All right. Old Bear. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming by the way. Yeah. Never mind. I'll talk to you later about the 222. That was funny. Chris, what's up? Well, anyway, Abs, what's going on? Yeah, I'm starting to fade. So it's been almost 2.5 hours. Thank you guys again so much. You guys rock, and you guys really make this show what it is. You know, I just provide a place and a face, and you guys do the rest. So thank you so much. And shit, what are we at? Thursday? So Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I don't even fucking know what day it is. It's Thursday. I got to take out the garbage when I get off here. Yeah, so I'll see you guys Tuesday. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend and the rest of your week. I know I'll see you guys in chat somewhere. I'm always popping up somewhere. Stephanie, thank you. All my mods, you do a wonderful job. You guys kick ass, really. All right, guys. I will see you Tuesday. Peace and God bless. And thanks again.